Hi, it's John here from the nailschool.co.uk. I just thought I'd like to take a few minutes just to go over some of the things to do with SNS that often give people queries from the text messages and Facebook messages and phone calls we get. These couple of things are what we often get asked about. So let's have a look at those. Right, just looking at the SNS gels. Gels used to come into these all white bottles, and everybody found it a problem that they didn't know how much was left in the bottle. So you'll find that all the new ones now have got these clear bottles, which obviously makes it a lot easier to see if the gel's been contaminated with, say, powder or something, and also, more importantly, how much is still left in the bottle. So when you order your SNS now, just make sure you're getting it in the new clear bottles. Now, if you haven't used your SNS for, say, a day or so, quite often when you come to open it, you'll find that it is a little bit stringy when it's coming out. So I don't know if you can see that like stringy look on there. And you can sort of cure that by just taking the brush out, getting some acetone on a pad, wiping round the top of the bottle, and then getting the brush with the acetone pad and just wiping off that excess off there. And then when you go back into your bottle, it should no longer be stringy. It's really annoying if it's stringy when you're brushing it onto the nail plate, because you're going to get an uneven coating, so you want it nice and clear. Now when you've finished your client, it is very important to once again wipe the top of that bottle round before you put your top back on. When you're tightening your top up, don't really screw it down tight, just put it finger tight so that when you come to take it off next time, it is easier to get off. And obviously don't cross thread the screw in here. Right, this is our sealer, and this is what sets the gel and powder mix on the nail. It's called Sealer Dry. And once you've put your gel on and then you've dipped your powder, you need to seal it with the sealer. Now, as you can see from this one here, it's gone sort of like a pinky colour, and this happens because of transfer of powder into the sealer pot. Now you can avoid that slightly by using a little brush just to brush off the top of the powder before you seal it, or you can wipe your brush on the paper before you go into your sealer pot again, and that will remove some of the product off so you don't transfer it into the pot. But inevitably it's going to go pink like this. Now when it's gone pink like this, it's quite okay to use it when you're doing colours, but if you're doing, say, a natural set of nails or pink and whites, then you need to make sure you keep one pot of Sealer Dry just for that, so that you've always got some clear liquid and it's not going to stain your pink and whites by using the pink. So in effect, you do need 2 bottles for that. Another thing with the powders, when the powders have been sitting on the shelf for a while, they will settle down. So what you need to do before you dip into it with your client's fingers, just make sure that you turn it upside down a few times like this, and then what that will do, it'll make the powder really loose in the pot, so when you dip, it goes in without any resistance. So that's important to do that. Where you've got your colours, especially if they've got glitter in, the glitter can sometimes settle out on the top inside the pot, and you haven't got a good mix of glitter and powder, acrylic powder mixed together. So again, you need to do this a few times just to make sure that you've got a really nice mix of powder and glitter right through the pot. So those two things are very important. The gel top coat is another query we get asked a lot about, in that it doesn't last, or it doesn't appear shiny when you've finished it. Now there is a way to apply this, which is what I've sort of found out, and that is that what you have to do is when you've finished your nails, you have to make sure you finished all the SNS and you've buffed it off. All you do is you just make sure that you put a very thin layer of sealer across all your nails. Then you wipe it off, like so. Then you put your gel on, keeping your brush nice and flat across all the nails. Then you come back to your first nail and you put your second coat, keeping it nice and flat. And then to get it to dry straight away, keeping a very flat brush, just go across with some sealer. And that will dry the top coat more or less instantly. You won't have any waiting, and it will be glossy and shiny, and it will last. So I hope that was helpful. If you've got any queries other than what I've mentioned today, please put them in the comments box below, and I will answer the questions for you to the best of my ability. We want to make this SNS be even more popular throughout the UK in 2017. It's really took off in 2016, and I'm sure that it's going to be the next big thing in nails. So keep SNSing. See you soon. Bye.